we play our game. We're trying to meet that standard, and when we don't meet that standard, obviously it gets frustrating at times. But I mean, it just goes back to what we plan to accomplish. So obviously, getting the win was great, but according to how we wanted to get done, it didn't happen. So it's just an opportunity you got to take to get better and get back to our craft.
Looking back at the Saturday night, what did you see that you felt like didn't meet your standard, and are those things that are fixable, you feel like?
Definitely. It's a lot of things, defensively, and it's not just one person, it's not just a group, it's everybody collectively. There's 11 guys on the field at the same time, and we just all got to be on the same page and trust the coaching. There's a lot of things that we could have done better. We could have executed, but at the end of the day, that's what practice is for. So we got an opportunity to be better at that.
You mentioned it's not just one group, but as a leader on that defensive line, how do you think the defensive line have played these last 2 games?
I mean, again, according to our standard, it's not where we needed it to be. And again, there's a lot of things that we could have done better. There's a lot of, even for myself, there's plays that, I owed it to myself to make, didn't make. It's not enough just to get pressure. You got to make plays when it counts. And, I take pride in that. Obviously, didn't get it done where I wanted to, but, got to keep working.
Neville, you guys were so, on the front, especially the front 7 in particular, were so impactful the first few games, but have been less so, I guess, the last 2 games. Is part of that just the offensive lines that you're going up against and how experienced those guys are? Iowa State and Kansas State both have well over 100 career starts between them, and I'm just wondering, are they better offensive lines than what you guys faced, or have you guys just not been playing as well?
I mean, I say, the O-line, great guys, well coached, they play well together. But, I mean, the biggest focus is about us. We got to make sure that we are on our job, that we're playing our best ball. And, we're still trying to find ways to do that. That still hasn't happened yet for whatever reason. But, that just goes back to the work that we got to put in. And we still got to keep trusting the process and trusting what the coaches are telling us to do.
Does that become tougher after the last couple of weeks to still keep that confidence and keep that trust and try not to do too much now?
I mean, it's definitely a challenge, but obviously, I always see it as an opportunity as well. And again, it's hard to win in November, championship in November, and it's the little things, that we got to focus on and try to make sure that they don't turn into big things. So.
Lincoln made mention how when you guys played at Kansas State, it was a hostile environment, the first really hostile road environment you played in all season. How do you see things changing when you go to Baylor this weekend? Because it's going to be that similar hostile atmosphere.
I mean, Baylor, great program. They're undefeated. And it is going to be a tough environment, but again, it's not anything that we're not used to. And again, it's just about being us focusing on the task at hand and making sure everybody's bought in and, just doing, if everybody can do their job to their best abilities, we don't need nothing else, nothing more, just everybody at their best and playing sound football. I think that'll take care of itself.
Neville, I've heard several former players say that we're down on the sideline say things like when the crowd left in the fourth quarter, the energy left the stadium. Do you guys feel that as players? Does it impact you?
Not really. I didn't really take that in. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to play ball no matter what environment you're in. It's about making plays. It's about being effective, and there's gonna be opportunities. There's gonna be times where you don't have that crowd with you. There's gonna be times that it will be, but at the end of the day, it's about making plays on that field, regardless of where you're at.
I know it was your red shirt year, but what do you remember about that 2015 trip to Waco?
My red shirt, I didn't travel. So, I mean, it was a good game to watch. I mean, it was tough. I mean, you played their tails off and came out on top. It was a good game. It was a battle, so I wish I was part of it, but I wasn't.
How much do you look forward to games like this? Undefeated, game day is going to be there. Some of the things you talked about already, crowd.
You always look forward to big-time games like this. Me personally, it's one of those, it's a game during crunch time. So I mean, again, it's an opportunity for us to show out. You know, in a great environment against a team that's undefeated, against guys that, you know, they're gonna bring it, and then we just gotta make sure we have that dog in us and it shows up on game day. You know, everything counts, and it's a great time. Wouldn't have it any other way. You know, definitely looking forward to that opportunity to play and compete against those guys and, you know, do what we're supposed to do.